On my 30th birthday, I decided to stop waiting for a man who didn't exist and bought one instead. I ordered a top-of-the-line, fully customizable synthetic companion, a lifelike partner, online. To my surprise, the company was running a buy one, get one anniversary special. Suddenly, I had two. I tried to be fair. Every night, I alternated between their rooms, making sure neither felt neglected. But as the weeks bled into months, the differences became impossible to ignore. Dominic was the premium model. He was graceful, attentive, and followed every directive with surgical precision, always finding the exact rhythm that left me breathless. Kai, the free model, was a different story. He was quieter, almost shy, but lately, Dominic had started to change. He became rough, violent, even. On more than one occasion, right when I was on the brink of release, he would glitch, his eyes flashing a deep, warning red as he entered aggressive mode. Frustrated, I called customer service. "Ma'am," the rep said with a practiced, saccharine tone, "technically, our units are programmed for absolute compliance. However, high-end models possess a learning AI. Occasionally, they require breaking in. A bit of behavioral conditioning, if you will. And if that doesn't work," I asked, looking at the bruise on my wrist, "if you're unsatisfied, we can process a return. Please note that for privacy and security reasons, returned units are not resold. They are sent for immediate thermal decommissioning, complete incineration." I hesitated. Despite the glitches, they felt like people. I decided I would try to tame Dominic. Tonight was supposed to be his night. Instead, I put on my sheerest lace nightgown and opened the door to Kai's room. Kai had already slipped into his nighttime sleep mode. He slowly lifted his head, his eyes wide with confusion. "Jade, tonight wasn't supposed to." I didn't let him finish. I just fell straight into his arms, desperately craving that feeling of safety, hungry for the comfort of his cool skin against mine. He was so incredibly gentle, doing everything he could to please me in his own stiff, awkward way. Suddenly, the door burst open with a violent crash. Dominic stood there in the doorway, the hallway light carving a sharp outline behind him. His face was twisted with rage. "Are you serious?" His voice was low and menacing. "Does your brain start shrinking at 30? There are only 2 rooms in this whole place. How the hell did you walk into the wrong one?" I didn't answer. I reached out and touched the interface on his forearm, forcing his status panel open. Just as I expected. Attack mode active. It was happening again. Ever since he'd walked through that door, his system would lock down every pleasure protocol and flip straight into hostile mode. Just last week, because I hadn't sprayed on the cologne he loved, he'd shut himself off right at the brink, leaving me alone in the cold, bitter aftermath. I posted on a forum asking for help. "This can't be right." One user replied, "My unit is an absolute beast in bed, but a total sweetheart outside. Did you maybe get a refurbished dud?" Someone else suggested it might be a software glitch, but customer service refused to budge. They kept insisting the whole point of the program was to make the owner completely happy. No matter how many times I reset him, Dominic only grew more resentful. A cold thought suddenly hit me. What if I wasn't the owner he was actually programmed to recognize? Dominic jerked my hand away in disgust and clicked the interface shut. "I'm the premium model, Jade. He's just a cheap giveaway from the bargain rack. You'd better remember who your real favorite is." Furious, he swung his arm wildly. The row of expensive crystal bottles on the vanity smashed to pieces. Right as the crash rang out, the doorbell shrieked. I yanked the door open and found myself staring at Selena, my father's other daughter, the love child from the affair that had destroyed my mother. "Hey, Jade," she purred, her eyes sweeping the room with amusement. "If you can't handle 2 at once, maybe don't bite off more than you can chew. I'm sure Dominic would be more than happy to come stay with me." I shot through my veins. How did she even know he was here? I glanced back instinctively,